Hello, Jay, Wilderness Quest Outdoors. I wanted to make this video for you to let you know and see what I find on the Ohio River. This is the chert I got in the last day. This is right off the riverbank. Most of it's banded. There's a nice chunk I found there. You can see. That's pretty stuff. But most of it's the river cobble, and it's the glaciated type that was brought down from the glacier till. But there's some really nice colors, pieces in here. Larger pieces. Even some debutage is what this is. This is an old work piece. Some banded, really nice banded chert. This one's a little bit chalcedony like. Not sure about that. I'll have to cut that on the saw, make a slab. But this is what you'll find. Stuff like this. So there's some darker stuff that's mostly pebble form. But there you'll find some big pieces too. Pieces like this. This is a large piece. This is nice banding in it. But there's 42 pounds here. There's a nice piece. But a lot of this is debutage, you know, like this. But it's really nice banding. I do rock tumbling, so a lot of this stuff that can't be made into a point, it'll get tumbled, or maybe even made into a cabochon. Here's some different pieces. A lot of it will have river staining on it. There's some red jasper in that piece. So but here's an old work piece. It's very thin, but might be able to make something out of that, or at least practice with. But it's all over. I found this in a 50-yard stretch of beach. That's it. Now I did get lucky. Friday, when I was down there, the river was down like 4 feet from what it was, so I got all the rocks were still shiny and not have sand over top of them or anything like that. But there's definitely pieces big enough to make points out of. So look at that. But you gotta walk a long way. It's a half mile. There's a disc golf course that goes all the way to the river, and you can follow the trail down there. But and then I want to show you some of the other stuff. This is more of the debutage stuff that I know that's been worked on, you know. So stuff like this you'll find pretty red. I don't know, it might even been heat treated. Let me show you that one. That one's kind of nice. Got some translucency to it. I don't know if you can see that. A lot of it has some translucence to it. But this piece is, you know, small pieces, but it can be worked into something or cut slabs out of. This is a nice piece of banded, and it's got a little pocket, crystal pocket in there. But it's thick, you know. That can easily be cut in half and slabbed. A lot of cobble form like this, but boy, that chert underneath it or flint is very, very nice. Very nice. This one's a little grainy. Some of it could be heat treated, you know. This is kind of cool. But all this is found in that one stretch of beach. Look at that. It's got some cool patterns in it. Like I said, cobble form, you can find white and gray. Then these are some of the bigger chunks. I don't know if they're, this looks like a possible preform. I don't know, maybe they just threw it down. But this has been worked. I mean, for sure. You'll find chunks, pieces like this. Let me see if I can get a tape measure here. But like this one, it's like 2.5. Here's a chunk. It's like 2 3/4, 3. And it's a pretty good chunk. You know, my video sucks skills, by the way. I mean, you can work that. I knocked a little bit off of that. There's some nice stuff here too, like a red cobble. Maybe that was heat treated, I'm not sure, but, and flakes, I mean little chunks, bigger flakes. But you'll find this everywhere down there. And these are the, I mean, this one here, flake it and go. Get the flaker out. It's ready to be a point. And I think it's got some translucent to it. A little bit. This is kind of cool piece here. Got some nice stripes. But you'll find a lot of this at the place I'm getting ready to show you. Now, the Shawnee State Park Marina, that is where I find a lot of the debutage. Not necessarily the cobble. I haven't found many of that there. The Earl Thomas Conley Riverside Park off 52 West Portsmouth, this is where I'm finding all the cobble flint. And I occasionally find some big debutage, you know, and stuff, but the main bulk of the artifacts are at the Shawnee State Park Marina. So you can Google that. Oh, the black chert was the main thing I wanted to show you. This I picked up on the West Virginia Panhandle when I was coming down. I spent 29 days on the river. I started at the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. And this black stuff, that's kind of a, I don't know, more of a agate ties, but this is the black stuff I was telling you about that I would find along the way. And I couldn't keep a lot of it. I was in a kayak. So, but I made it all the way down to Portsmouth, about 350 miles. Look at this beautiful piece. Got some stripes in it. And that's been worked. I mean, that's, maybe they threw it down. Maybe it was a preform that they were holding on to, or I don't know. But it still can be made into something. I mean, hell, it's 1 3/4 inch. So yeah. And then the stuff I find, like the flakes and stuff, this is all in these jars. This is all at the Shawnee State Park Marina. And you have to go across the river too. If you have a kayak or canoe or a little boat, go to the Kentucky side. You'll see the steep bank. It's a big jar here of flakes, a lot of finishing flakes. A little bit bigger debutage goes in the bigger stuff, and those are a lot of quartzite, quartz crystals. And then this, I found, this has got a lot of red jasper in it, like veins running through there. So I don't know, that might be more of a, I don't know, chalcedony nodule. I don't know what the hell they call it, but this will be cut on the slab saw along with this, because I beat the heck out of it. You can see the copper marks. I mean, I beat the heck out of this thing. My bopper head flew off, but it is not releasing anything. So it's on the hardness scale, it's at least a 7, at least. So this one's getting cut up into some slabs. And then this is the chert. I should have got a spray bottle. But this is my first stage of my rock tumbler. This is most of the chert that I found. I believe this is possibly Flint Ridge. Not sure. I haven't been there yet to the farm. But Nettles. Can't remember. But I find this up there. But it seems like I've watched your video on it. And seems like the same color. Kind of like this piece here. Not sure. But that's pretty far to the river. But this is all my rock from the first stage. But if it was all wet, it'd be beautiful. But it's just a lot of chert. This is pretty much all chert right here. Banded and all that stuff. And then you can get into, oh, here's from up at West Virginia. I picked up some coal. It's pretty cool. It's all over up there. Right around South Point, you go to the next lock and dam. I can't remember it, but right after that lock and dam, at where there was coal everywhere on the beach. And then before that lock and dam, I found this piece of, I don't know if it's iron, but it's magnetic, this piece here. So, but man, it's heavy. I don't know if this is off of a manufacturer or a boat, but I was making a fire pit and I started picking up these one rocks. I was like, holy cow, they're heavy. And of course, like I said, I was in a kayak, so I didn't want to bring on any extra weight, but I brought this little rock. I don't know if that's natural, but it's definitely iron ore or hematite. So, but it looks kind of weird on it. I don't know if that's from volcanic activity or some smelter and it fell off a barge. Who knows? But it was on the beach. So, fell off a barge, that's kind of hard to get to the beach. And then let me show you some artifacts I found at looking. I found this one Friday at the Riverside Park. Nice little arrow point, but it's missing the tip. I found this at Shawnee. This was my first one that I found down there. It's a little, I don't know, a little dart tip, atlatl, I don't know. Could be an arrowhead. But here's about 1 inch long. This one's 1.5 inches. And then a drill out of that black chert. Nice little drill. Some kind of crude ass preform here. I don't know. I found that up at the Riverside Park months ago, but it's a rough one. It's out of a cobble, but it's got a heck of a turtle back in it. And then I think a little lancelet blade type tool. And then all these are broken pieces. Here's a nice piece of that black that matches the drill tip. Bummer, couldn't find the rest. That one's broken. That's a nice little knife, crudely made, but nice. And just a bunch of broken Madison's 4/8", true, arrowheads, and some brokes. And then one thing you can really find over there is the pottery. A lot of pottery. This is a rim. I don't know if you can see the curve, and then this is the rim here. But you'll find a lot of this pottery. It's once your eye starts seeing it, because it kind of has a river staining, you really start to look for it, and you'll see it. Here's another rim piece. This had a nice curve to the top, and I believe some type of possible markings. I don't know. Could have been just something in the clay when they fired it, but it seemed like there's little lines that go down. Then I have it there. All this is the pottery. I mean, a whole sandwich bag full of it, but I need to keep it better. Then there's some nice chunks in there. Got some, I don't know, like lines on it, but pretty thick piece. Different colors, but you'll find a whole lot of pottery. Found a nice hammerstone. I know this is a hammerstone. You can see the, get the focus here. See the pitting on there, and it's, the patina is old. Pitting there. And they oopsied it. There's pitting right there. And you can see a little bit of pitting on that outside rim. See if I can get the focus there. On that outside rim. They actually used it after the break. So that's pretty cool artifact. And here's another one. This one's got wear use. This one's more of a quartzite, really grainy. Almost a sandstone quartz, but really grainy. And then obviously they coammed it. But this would be a good, like a braider too, at the same time. I'm not sure if this is an artifact. It's something I found in the same area. Could be just a natural concavity formed in a pebble, or it could have been drilled out by natives. But I don't. I'd have to get somebody to look at it. I'm not good at that. I do know this is a broken celt piece. You can see the sharpness of the blade point. Nice little greenstone, limestone, or not limestone, but granite. Wish I had the whole thing, but I found this way up on the bank on the Kentucky side. And then this I don't know about. It was found in the same area. It's an oddly shaped rock. I don't know if it's made by natives or a tool, but boy, it sure does have a nice bowl shape to it. And boy, my thumb, or ergonomics, sure does hold that in there good, you know, or chopping, I don't know. It has a lot of wear use on the edge here. I don't know if that was formed creating the piece or if it was used as a chopper, digger. I don't know. But I'll have to have this looked at, so I'm not sure about that one. But let's see. Oh yeah, glass everywhere. You'll find it everywhere. So I'm gonna try do some napping. Napping with some glass. You'll find some pretty thick stuff. I found this piece Friday at the same beach. It's really thick. So, but I've never napped it yet. But you'll find mason jar lids. And then I picked up some hammerstones to try out. Some different ones. Same place. Conley Park. And they range from I don't know, like a quartz or a hard granite to a softer stone. And just different sizes, shapes, and, you know, try it out. I don't know, notches, who knows, slapper for fine stuff. And hammerstones. So, there's all kinds of stuff to get. But that's pretty much it as far as the Ohio River, right in that one spot. Like I said, it's a 50-yard stretch, but it's a half mile to walk there. A mile altogether. And, but other than that, it's a nice place to find things. So there you go, buddy.